We were down to nothing. Stripped away, the high was barely buzzing.
Hello, it's great to hear from you. Do you all read books? I've recently made it a daily habit to read books, but before 2019, I didn't have the habit of reading at all. The reason I started reading books is that I wanted to change myself. After encountering the phrase YOLO, or you only live once, I wanted to be satisfied with my life and do the things I wanted to do. However, I didn't know how to go about it. Embarrassingly, I didn't know the method. At first, I relied on YouTube. That's where I encountered it. Many YouTubers provide various information, and I realized that they were making a living doing what they love. And then I realized that the information they were providing was essentially sourced from books. With a determination to make my life better, I developed the habit of reading books. However, I'm a slow reader. I also wanted to read books more efficiently, and that's when I picked up this book. This book is very simple. It teaches just one thing: how to effectively use reading, how to start taking action immediately after reading. It's by approaching reading with output in mind. Exactly the moment I encountered this phrase, I thought it was spot on. After all, the reason for reading a book is to change oneself or to improve, aiming for some kind of transformation. To bring about change, output is essential. That's why this book strongly recommends reading while imagining the process of outputting, emphasizing the importance of it. Please remind yourself of the time when you choose a book. There was probably a reason or purpose behind your choice, such as wanting to improve communication skills, become more comfortable talking to strangers, or developed the habit of thinking logically. The point is, you can choose a book because you have a goal in mind. It may seem obvious, but in reality, as you progress through a book, the act of finishing it can sometimes become the goal. This may happen because completing a book is a quantifiable goal. However, if you've already discovered what you wanted to know in the middle of reading, there's no need to force yourself to finish it. After all, you've already obtained what you were seeking. In today's busy world, time is incredibly precious. Since you can move on to the next book without wasting time, there's no need to push yourself. Moreover, by maintaining a purpose and a question in mind while reading, you can read the content by relating it to your own experiences. This way, you can immerse yourself more deeply in the material. The key here is not to aim for finding common ground with oneself, but rather to consider the goal as challenging and reshaping one's own thoughts. As mentioned at the beginning, always be conscious of input with an output-oriented mindset. While it's nice to find common ground and feel satisfied with oneself, that's all there is to it. Without output, there's no attention. The focus should be on areas that challenge and reshape your thoughts, providing points for personal transformation. That's where the information you wanted to know lies. In contemporary times, there are various places and moments where you can read books. Some people read leisurely in their rooms, during their commutes, or in spare moments. Others may opt to listen through platforms like Audible, depending on the situation. There might be cases where the awareness of output diminished. It's in such instances when you find a method appealing and experience an emotional shift, it's beneficial to immediately personalize it. take an action, jot down notes, send yourself reminder emails. These are all valid forms of output. The fundamentals of output are threefold: to move, to share, to correct. Taking notes and sending reminder emails fall under the category of moving as form of output. The key to effective action-oriented output lies in not fearing mistakes or failures. It might be helpful to approach it with the mindset of conducting small experiments, repeating them to find a method that suits you. While following what is written in books is certainly good, it is essential to start with small changes in some parts and iterate on them. For example, in this reading, I prepare notes as an output. I jot down things that catch my interest or that I believe I can apply. I'm currently practicing how I would incorporate them by listing them in bullet points. Moreover, besides taking action, sharing is also a form of output. Posting videos on YouTube, like I'm doing now, could be considered one form of output. Sharing with the intention of outputting changes the content of the book into something personal. By mentally replacing situations with your own, considering how you would use information or where adjustment might be necessary, you naturally enhance your ability to think. It becomes more personal, making it easier to raise questions. Investigating those questions improves your expressive skills. By repeating this process, you naturally become more accustomed to it. The third fundamental aspect of output is correcting. Although certain information may not seem immediately useful, it might become valuable in the future, or there might be moments where it proves beneficial. Not the main focus. Storing such information as a part of your brain for the medium to long term is also a form of output. Building a system for collecting information makes outputting smoother when the need arises. The purpose of the note-taking practice I mentioned earlier largely serves this function. I believe that as this type of information accumulates, it brings more precision to actions. It is indeed a method that proves valuable in the medium to long term. Upon reading the reading method for those who act immediately, the recurring realization is as I mentioned at the beginning. A reading becomes valuable only when you connect the knowledge gained from it to output. In other words, it's about acting immediately. It is worthwhile if you can derive even a small portion of the intended purpose behind selecting a book. After that, the key is to output it promptly and make it your own. Thank you for watching until the end. See you next time. Bye.